Well, welcome to the virtual studio. I'm not sure if you saw my email, but if you happen to have a blanket, that would be really helpful here. Any kind of blanket will do, but what we're really looking for is something that is thick enough that when you fold it, it gives you a little bit of substance to sit on. And the way that we use blankets is really just to lengthen the limbs or close the gap between arms and the floor, legs and the floor, just to make things a little bit more comfortable. So I see a couple more people coming on here. Welcome, thanks for being here. I was just saying that if you happen to have a blanket with a little bit of texture, a little bit of thickness, that would be really helpful for what we're going to do here today. If not, don't even worry about it. My name is Nicole, if I haven't yet met you online or in life. And I'm just going to ask that you mute yourself. I'm sure we're all Zoom pros by now, but if you could mute yourself, that'd be really great.
Nicole, good morning. This is Cynthia. I can't see you though.
You can't see me. Okay.
Right.
You're on a phone, huh?
Right.
I
Did
might
even call in, maybe?
Sorry. Did you call in?
I just put in the meeting ID.
I wonder if your phone is set to be a call-in though. So can you try it maybe on a computer, a different device, or?
All right, let me leave the meeting and try it one more time.
Okay, Elizabeth, you can see me, right? Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's come to lying on your backs to start. If you have a yoga mat, that's great. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's okay too. Any comfortable surface will work, and we'll start lying down. You can bend your knees and keep the soles of your feet flat on the floor. And then if it's comfortable for your lower back, start to walk your feet out wider so that your feet are as wide as your sticky mat, and drop the knees together. So this is a position that we call constructive rest, and it's meant just to elongate the lower back. Right, so to make the action of lying on your back a little bit more accessible. Sometimes the head is fine here. Sometimes it feels good to use your blanket to elevate the head a bit, so use your judgment there. As a general rule of thumb, when you lie down on your back, if it forces your head to tip back like this, it's great to use a blanket to lift that up. And as I'm sure you've heard somewhere along the way, the most important element of a yoga practice is the breath. And what we're trying to do is link movement to your breath. So we'll actually start by breathing and then see if we can layer action on top. I'd like you to exhale all of the air from your lungs through pursed lips. And then take a full inhalation through your nose. Fill the belly. And a slow exhalation through pursed lips. Try to match the length of your inhale to the length of your exhale. Maybe try a count of 5. Inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. And imagine that every time you exhale, your outer body, your physical body, gets a little bit softer. It releases a little bit of whatever you might be holding on to, tension, worry. The word yoga means to yoke or to bind together the body and the mind. So as you breathe here, maybe think a little bit about how the body affects the mind, right? Pain or just discomfort, or when the body feels good, how does that influence your thoughts? And how do your thoughts show up in your body? Keep breathing this way. Reach your arms up over your head and stretch your legs out long. So a full body stretch from your fingertips to the tips of your toes. And then draw your right knee up into your chest. Flex your left leg, okay, your left foot, and press your left thigh bone down into the ground. And let's just start to make some movement through the right ankle. So maybe 3 circles, 3 complete circles in each direction. And then you can move on to the hip, 3 circles from the hip in each direction. Maybe closing your eyes as you do this to appreciate any sticking or tension or holding that might be going on in the hip there. If you do at any time find a place that needs a little bit of extra attention, feel free to spend extra time. And when you finish your 6 circles, draw your right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, and start to reach your right heel toward the ceiling. Try to keep your left leg active, and let's point and flex the right foot a few times. Point and flex. And the next time your right foot is flexed, hold and press the back of the thigh away from you. Press the back of your thigh into your hands, opening up the back of the leg. At the same time, can you press the backs of your shoulders into the ground? And then draw your right knee to your chest, allow a full breath in. And on an exhale, gentle twist to your left. So take your left hand to the outer right thigh. You might hear some pops and cracks. And then reach your right arm up over your head. Flex your left foot, the straight leg, and reach through the left heel. Imagining that you're being pulled in 2 opposing directions. So pulled up by the arm, pulled down by the leg. Deep breath in through the nose. And this time, try exhaling through the nose. On your inhale, slowly and with control, return back to center, lying on your back. And then release your right leg out long next to the left. Other side, draw your left knee into your chest. Keep your right leg extended out long. A modification for this, if it doesn't feel great on your lower back, is to just bend the right knee and place it on the floor. So either is fine. Let's start to create circles through the ankle. 3 full turns in each direction. And switch. And then you can move on to the hip. And switch. And then we're moving into that cross-body twist. So draw your left knee in, right hand to your outer left thigh, deep inhale. And exhale, twist to your right. Extend out through your right heel. Lift your left arm up overhead and imagine you're being pulled in two opposing directions. Inhale to center. I missed one there, so clasp your hands behind your left thigh. Reach your left heel to the ceiling. Point and flex. Maybe you notice if this movement or any movement feels different on one side versus the other. Flex the foot, press the back of your thigh into your hands. What we're really trying to do is improve the symmetry of the body or improve the balance of the body. So if you find there's an imbalance, one side needs more intensity than the other, go ahead and do that. That's one of the real benefits of being able to practice at home rather than in a live class where you're getting instruction and feedback, is that you can do what feels good. You can do what your body is asking for. Okay, drop both of your knees up into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And then start to take some rocks forward and back, and start to build some momentum until you make your way all the way up into a seated position. Now, if you've ever seen a photo of a yogi, you've probably seen them sitting in a cross-legged seat, which is nice, but not necessarily accessible for every single body. So give this a shot, sitting with your ankles crossed. If you find that your knees are up really high, it would be a good practice to try to elevate your seat. So that's why we brought the blanket. Honestly, it feels good anyway. Even if the knees are low, it feels good to elevate your seat. So you can fold your blanket a couple of times until you've created a couple inches of height. And then sit right down on top of your props. Okay. With your hands on your knees, let's go through a few rounds of what we call cat and cow stretches, which is just spinal flexion and extension. So you can pull on your knees as you inhale, pull the chest forward, draw your shoulders back, lift your gaze. Inhale. And then exhale, pull your navel in toward your spine, draw back on the knees, drop your head, round your upper back. And let's go through this a few times, inhaling and exhaling. Again, if you find that one of these two positions feels better, feels needed, stay there. So I'm going to stay with my legs crossed, but if at any time you feel like this is uncomfortable on the hips or knees, you can sit any way that feels good. You can stretch your legs out in front of you. You can sit up on your shins. No real right or wrong. Come back to center, so a neutral spine. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and feel where your hips are resting on the ground. And notice if you are distributing weight unevenly. Are you sinking into your right or left side? And can you try to balance that? And then move your shoulders back in space until they arrive right over your seat. And your ears back so that your head balances right on top of your shoulders. And imagine there's a string pulling you up from the crown of the head. So your spine is extending or becoming longer. Interlace your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, press your palms out in front of you as you round the back again, like that cat pose. And inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Press through the palms, get really long through the sides of your waist. Inhale. And exhale, arc your body to the left. Place your left hand on the ground, send your right bicep up over your ear, and try to press the right hip down into the ground for a big side body stretch. Good. Use your left hand to push the floor away. Inhale, back up. Clasp your hands, exhale, press your palms forward, round your spine, curl in, gaze at the navel, clear all of the air from your lungs. Inhale, reach back up, side body stretch. And exhale, other side. Arc your body to the right, plant your right hand on the ground, left bicep up over the ear, breathe. Inhale all the way back up, reach your arms up over your head. Let's try a twist now. Exhale to the left, hook your right hand outside of your left knee, and then tent your left fingertips behind your back. So by tent, I just mean fingertips on the ground, like you have a tennis ball underneath your palm. And when you twist, I'd like you to keep your chin in line with the center of your chest, in line with your sternum, so that the twist comes from the belly, from the center of you, rather than the neck. And with every breath in, imagine the spine growing longer. And with every breath out, imagine the twist getting deeper. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, other side. Hook your left hand outside of your right knee. Tent your right fingertips behind your back. Keep your chin in line with the center of your chest. Inhale to grow taller. And exhale to twist deeper. Inhale back to center. Okay. And then I'd like you to just crawl out over your knees and come to what this is called tabletop pose or all fours. It's not uncommon to feel sensitivity underneath the knees here. In fact, I actually have 2 mats underneath me, which helps a lot. You can use your blanket underneath your knees if you are experiencing that sensitivity, and if not, then that is okay. And then in your tabletop pose here, I'd like you to try to engage your abdominals by removing some of the arch from your lower back. So a lot of us tend to kind of just hang out here in this extended position. So see if you can neutralize that by engaging the muscles of your core, and then let the space between your shoulder blades soften. Okay, so this might feel like effort here, it certainly should. Keep the back of your neck long and reach through the crown of your head. Try to keep your neck, shoulders, belly engaged, and extend your right leg straight up and back behind you. Flex your right foot so your leg is active. And try not to move much as you reach your left hand straight forward. And let's just hold this here for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Slowly release, tabletop pose. Other side, tuck your toes underneath you. Notice if you went back into your sort of pattern with your abdominals, can you engage, lift, hold, reach through the crown of your head. Send your left leg straight up and back, flex your foot, and reach your right hand forward, breathing in. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Release back, tabletop pose. Now, keep your hips and thighs and toes right where they are. This is called puppy pose. So it's a variation of posture you've probably heard of called downward facing dog, but we'll just do the pose with the arms. So keep your thighs as they are and start to walk your hands forward and pause here. With your hands forward, lift your armpits up. So lift your armpits up and engage your arms, and then keep that as you lower your forehead to the ground and try to let the space between your shoulders relax. Let your chest melt down toward the ground. Big, deep breaths. We'll keep the engagement in the arms, the muscular action in the arms, so that the upper back can release. And really, in most yoga postures, we're asking parts of the body to engage, to contract, to work, and other parts to soften and relax. So other parts can soften and relax. Good. Walk your hands back beneath your shoulders, back to your tabletop pose. And then just gently, no right or wrong, walk your hands back toward your knees, lift yourself up onto your shins, and we'll step 1 foot forward. You press your hands on your top thigh, other foot forward, come on all the way up to standing. All right, hope you're hanging in there. I'm actually going to have you do something kind of unorthodox, but it's one of my new favorite things. It's shaking. So, no, really, you can't mess this up. I just want you to shake up and down, feet, arms, legs, head, shoulders, neck. Just get some movement flowing in your body. And one of the reason I'm asking you to do this is to shake off any excess energy, any excess anxiety, worry, stress that you might be carrying around. So this is a time, I don't know about you, but for me, of certainly heightened anxiety. And this really works. Moving the body to shake it off really works. If you've ever seen like a dog shake, what they're actually doing is expending excessive adrenaline in their body. And fun fact, it works for humans too. I could do it all day, but it's a short class, so let's arrive at the top of your mat in what we call mountain pose or equal standing. So a position in which both feet point straight forward. Let your hands rest by your sides. Try to press down equally through. There are 3 corners of the feet, the base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, and center of the heel. So try to ground yourself evenly through all three corners. And then keep that as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and stay here for a moment. This is a pose. Press down through your heels and reach up through your fingers. So 2 opposing movements. Make the body really long and spacious. Okay. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips. I'm gonna step back so you can see me. Keeping your feet pointing straight forward and your legs straight if you can. Abdominals engaged. Exhale, bow forward and pause at halfway. So pause when your body creates an L shape, okay? You can create a hook with your thumb and index finger, like a C shape, and use your thumbs at the front of your hip creases to press your hips back. It's almost like a little self-adjustment that you might get in the yoga studio. And then reach through the crown of your head. So elongating the backs of your legs, elongating the spine, full breath in. And then exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to release your fingertips to the ground. Okay, so don't be discouraged if touching the ground feels difficult. You can bend your knees as much as you need to make this happen. And you can also use a prop or two, like your folded blanket or books or anything you might have lying around, to lift the floor up to meet you. Okay. For now, we'll just do it with bent knees. This is a standing forward bend. Try this, interlace your hands behind your head. Use your thumbs to find the notch at the base of your skull and give it a little pull. Let your arms be heavy. Let the arms add a little bit of extra weight and traction. And then release your fingers to the ground. Good. Walk your hands up onto your shins or thighs. Okay, and then extend the legs back. Try to keep a micro bend in your knees though here, so that your legs are actually a point of stability for you as you reach through the crown of your head again. Inhale. And exhale back down, touch the ground. Press down into the 3 corners of your feet. Inhale, reach your arms out, up and over your head. And exhale, draw your palms down to heart center. And release your hands down by your sides. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Press through your feet, reach through your fingers, long, full body stretch. Exhale, hands to your hips, and then flip them around so that the thumbs are at the front of your hip creases. Exhale, bow forward. Press your hips back with your hands as you reach through the crown of your head, growing long. Exhale, bend your knees. Release your fingertips to the floor. Let your head go. Keep a micro bend in your knees. Climb your hands up onto your shins. Reach through the crown of your head. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, touch down. Release. Inhale, reach your arms out, up, over your head. Exhale, draw your palms down through heart center. And release your hands down by your sides. Good. Good turn. Shake it out. Good job. Let's just see how we're doing on time here. Okay. All right. So I'd like you to grab your blanket. And we'll just try a little calf stretch here. So you can fold it up, similar to the way you had it when you were sitting. And just let it hang out at the top of your mat. Okay. I'd like you to step your right foot forward and step all 5 toes on the right side onto your blanket, but keep your right heel on the floor. Okay. And then step your left foot back and start to bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. So we'll just bend and straighten a few times, which is really just stretching the left calf a bit. Okay, and then really carefully, there's going to be a little balancing moment here. Keep your right toes on the blanket and step your left foot over the top of the blanket. Okay, and now start to bend your left knee. So you should be feeling the stretch now in your right calf. Good. And we'll switch. Step your left toes up onto the blanket and then your right foot back. Try to press your right heel back into the ground. And then careful with the balance, step your right foot up and over the blanket and drive your left heel down into the ground as you bend your right. Come on back. Have your blanket nearby. You might need it for this posture, you might not. I'd like you to stand with your feet just slightly wider than hips width apart, but turn your toes out to the sides at a 45-degree angle. We're coming into a deep squat, so bend your knees. And join your palms together at the front of your heart if that feels good. And then press the backs of your arms against your inner knees to lift your chest. Okay, I have my blanket here because just in case the heels don't touch the ground, you can actually elevate them with your blanket. And even if they do, sometimes it feels good just to give your body a little bit of extra space. Okay, 2 opposing movements. Hips dropping, crown reaching, breathing right in the middle. Good. Try driving down through your heels. Inhale all the way up to standing. And relax your arms down by your sides. Shake it out. Move your blanket out of the way. Let's come back to standing at the top of your mat. Inhale, let's put it all together. Reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hip creases. Bow forward halfway. Send your thighs back, the crown of your head forward, breathing in. Exhale, bend your knees and touch the ground. Lift your hands onto your shins, keep the micro bend in your legs, reach through the crown of your head, get long, inhale. And then a little bit different this time, bend your knees as much as you need to. Plant your hands on the ground, okay? Especially make sure that the base of the index finger makes good contact with the floor and claw the mat, grip the mat with your fingers, especially your fingertips. Step your right foot back and then your left foot back. This is everyone's favorite high plank pose. And let's take this for 3 breaths. Reaching through the heels, reaching through the crown of your head. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Here we go. Keep your hands and feet right where they are and lift your hips up and back into a triangle shape for downward facing dog pose. Now, keep pressing through your fingertips, pressing through the knuckle at the base of your index finger. Keep your feet hips width apart, but try this. Shake out your head and neck, open and close your mouth a few times, and bend your knees a lot. Bend your knees a lot. Keep your knees bent. Push the floor away with your arms. Engage your arms to really lengthen the spine. Push, push, push. Maybe straighten your legs from here. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Equal weight through hands and feet, right? Press through your heels more. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Good. Lower your knees to the ground. Untuck your toes. Resting pose. Big toes together. Spread your knees out wide as your mat or wider. Press your hips back toward your heels. Let your forehead land on the ground. Relax your arms. This is called child's pose. And it's your chance to come back to that connection to your breath. So an inhale for 5. And an exhale for 5 to slow you down. So with the more intense poses, we're trying to create energy in the body. We're trying to build heat. And then immediately after, we rest and notice the stillness. Really be present with what you've created for yourself. Good. From here, I'd like you to slide out onto your belly. And we'll try just a little bit of gentle back bending here, since so many of us are spending long hours sitting or in front of the computer. Just heard the term Zoom gloom, which I think is a real thing from spending so much time in front of screens. So thank you for being here. I'd like you to tend your fingers just next to your rib cage with those tennis balls underneath your hands like before. Press down through your feet, press down through your pelvis, and then inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest for a low cobra. Okay, keeping the back of your neck long. And then stay on your fingertips, lift yourself up, squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Exhale, drop your left shoulder and look to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop your right shoulder and look to the left. And try this a couple times, just breaking up the upper back. Good. Now I'd like you to set your forearms out in front of you. We call this Sphinx pose. Keep pressing through your pelvis and then drag your elbows back to pull your chest through more, creating more back bend in the upper spine. Turn your right forearm in at a 45-degree angle. This is just to balance you as you bend your left knee up and back behind you and try reaching back for your left foot with your left hand. If you don't quite make it, sometimes we like to use a strap in a studio in order to catch the leg, but a cheater's trick, since we're all stuck at home, is to grab onto your pants and give it a pull. Push the floor away with your right arm. Maybe try kicking the leg back into your hand or into your prop. And relax, let it go. Other side, turn your left forearm in, bend your right knee up and back, reach back for your right foot with your right hand, push the floor away with your left hand, and pull and push. Pull with your hand, push with your leg on that right side. Good. And relax and let go. You can roll over onto your backs. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet flat on the floor. I'd like you to press the backs of your arms, your triceps into the mat, and point your fingers straight up toward the ceilings like these little robot arms, okay? And then press the backs of your arms into the floor. Keep the back of your neck long. Engage your glutes and lift your hips up. This is bridge pose. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Lower down. Bring your arms out to the sides with bent elbows into this goalpost shape. Pull your knees up into your chest. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let them fall over to your right. Try to keep your left shoulder moving down toward the ground, but if it lifts up a bit, that's a-okay. It's perfectly fine. Just starting to slow the breath down. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, drop them over to the left, keeping the right shoulder heavy. Inhale, back to center. Give both of your knees a hug in toward your chest. Try this. Curl yourself up. Draw your forehead toward your knees. Flex everything. Flex your feet, hug your knees in. Take a breath in, retain for a moment. Make yourself as tight, as small as you can, and then exhale. Release it all. Extend your legs out. Let your backs of your hands rest on the ground. Palms face up. This final relaxation pose, or Shavasana, part where we let our body integrate all of the work that you've just done. So traditionally, Shavasana is flat on the back with the legs out, the palms up, but you can take any resting position that really allows you to be still and supports you. So maybe it's that constructive rest position we started in with the knees bent, feet wide, knees together. Or maybe it's something else. It's lying on your side in a fetal position or lying on your belly. I'm just going to, you can stay right here. Stay in your resting pose, and I will guide you through a very short body scan meditation pose. And let yourself get really heavy here. With your eyes closed, can your eyeballs relax into the sockets? With the forehead soften. Let your jaw release ever so slightly, so it feels good to open the mouth a bit. Let the shoulders get heavy on the ground and allow your chest to expand. Let your belly soften. Let it be fluid and allow it to move. Keep your hips heavy on the ground. Let your thighs relax. Allow your feet to roll out to the sides. They don't need to carry anything right now. Let your fingers relax. And let go of the grip on your breath. No need to control or change anything. Start to take deeper breaths. You can wiggle your fingers and move your toes. Lift your arms up over your head and extend your legs out. Find one more full body stretch from your fingertips to the tips of your toes. And draw your knees into your chest. Take a full breath in and exhale. Roll yourself onto one side into a fetal position and take just one more moment of stillness here. Then use your hands to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Thank you so very much for joining me with this class. The light in me bows to the light in each of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.